When we were in Traverse City last year, Sue's computer went kaput. We took it to a computer shop and they said that they couldn't fix it. So they sold her used cheap Chromebook. We paid about 160 bucks for this little guy. It's worked pretty good for a year, so she got her money worth out of it. I just don't like how the screen grays out on the side, but the cheaper Chromebooks do that. So we're going to go to Best Buy and see if we can get Susie a new computer.
It's the fire in the rain. It's the smile within the pain. It's the logic but insane. You cannot know from where it came. It's the way you cross the floor before you head on out the door. It's the figure on the wall. So many times I heed the call. It's the silence of the room, the way you turn before you bloom. Another shadow for the blind. I think I'm gonna lose my mind. Although I'm running up a hill, I feel I'm always standing still. I don't know where I should begin.
Right? In the previous video I was saying that sometime I wanted to get the gray tank and the black tank flushed out, and there was a guy in Phoenix that would do it. But I checked here at this RV park, Roadrunner RV, and they have a service department, and I asked them if they could do it. They said, sure, we'll be glad to do it. So they came out and they hooked up this piece on the drain part and ran water back up in it and flushed some of it out. And then didn't help with the gray tank. Then they did the black tank and it was cleaning some out. And then they pulled a hose through the window, and I forgot to video all this, I'm sorry, and sprayed down in the toilet and cleaned out the drain that goes down in the toilet to the black tank and got some more stuff out. Glad to get it done, but didn't help with the sensors at all, which is frustrating. A couple days later I go in and get the bill. Here's the bill. I don't know if you can see the total. $172 just to get the tank flushed out. That was a huge waste of money. In the future, I will buy my own wand, hook it up to my own hose, bring it through the window, and clean it out myself and save $172. I know they charge $115 an hour. It's good. I mean, they have a good RV service right here at the RV park, and they make the people who are staying here a priority. So I shouldn't be complaining, but $172 for just a little poop washed out. I wanted to show you a couple interesting things here at the campground. One is this Class A RV that got hit in the rear end. That is a sad scene. And the other one is this really unique trailer that lowers down to ground level. I've never seen anything like it. Check this stuff out. Here's the Class A that hit in the rear end. And this is phenomenal. Look at this. That is bizarre. You got the bay is just broken wide open. You got the automatic transfer switch hanging out the back. Whatever hit it really got it good. Now let me show you this trailer. Now this is that trailer I was telling you about. Check this out. It is crazy. It lowers down right to ground level. I guess the advantage of that would be, I mean, you don't have to go down any steps. That is really cool. I'd like to see the inside of that trailer. And it's got a little slide that, oh no, it's just an extension on the back end. Ice Castle Fish Houses. I'm going to look that up and give you some more information on it, because goicefish.com. Evidently you can put these things out on the water for ice fishing. This is the back window of our RV, and Sue woke up the other morning. She says, I see a pink unicorn outside. What? I thought she was hallucinating. And we look over here across the way, and sure enough, they got a pink unicorn. She's not seeing things. I thought she was losing it. Got some great tea when I was in Colorado. Up in Idaho Springs, there was this really cool spice store, but they had tea and all kinds of stuff. I don't know why I didn't video it. I guess I was just so caught up in all the cool stuff they had. I bought this really cool tea with this little tea thing, and the tea is like a chocolate almost tea, which I've never had before, but tastes really good. Especially good. Oop, dripped all over my keyboard. Especially good now because I've got this cold. Started out of my sinuses and sneezing and everything. Now I'm kind of a little bit congested in my chest. One thing that we try and plan on is what RVers call an exit plan. And that is, what are we going to do when we get done RVing? Well, first we had a van, Class B van. We had a great time. I'll show a picture of it here in this video. And we traveled all over the place. We would take 2 and 3 week trips from our home in New Orleans. One time we went to Santa Fe. Another time we went up to Glacier National Park and then on over to Mount Rainier. I was really impressed with Mount Rainier. There's some really cool campgrounds in there. So we went on down the Oregon coast. That was kind of disappointing. I'll show some pictures of that. It was just all fog. We didn't get to see the beautiful Oregon coast. And then we headed back up across, went through Nevada and then into Utah. And we were super impressed with southern Utah. And we went to Bryce Canyon. So we had the van. You know, we never planned our trips. We just went, stayed everywhere one day, boondocked a lot, had solar on it, batteries charged the refrigerator. It was just fine. But when we decided to go full time, we knew we couldn't live in that van full time. So that's when we upgraded here to the 2020 Baystar, and I'll give you a tour of the Baystar sometime. But lately, with Sue recovering from her surgery, I've had some time to go through the internet and just look at for the future and what we might do. Right now, our goal is not so much to go see, national park. They're just too crowded. It's ridiculous. And with our Baystar, I don't like driving too many back roads, and I don't like driving up through the mountains. It's kind of like we've done that. So right now, our focus is family. In the spring, we go to Denver and see my 2 sons, head across Iowa, see my brother, and my grandkids live in Omaha, and then we go on to Michigan where most of our family live, and we stay for the summer, and then we spend the winters in Tucson. It's very beautiful there. We're right next to the Saguaro National Forest, and we're going to be heading there next, so I'll be able to show you some great video. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold. The problem is that it does get expensive. The gas is going up. It costs up to $200 to fill up the tank. The RV parks are outrageous. In Denver, we've stayed at Dakota Ridge. That is like $70 a day, $2,000 a month. It's out of control. The one we're staying at in Michigan, near Tecumseh, Michigan, it's a cool little park. They have a great 4th of July celebration with the best fireworks show I've seen it anywhere. But that one is $1,400 for 4 weeks. I mean, that's just outrageous. You can get an apartment for that price, and all we're getting there is sewage, water and electric. So these RV parks have gotten out of control. This one here we're staying at in El Paso is nice. It's only $600 a month. With this big RV, I really feel like I need to plan ahead, and campgrounds are so full nowadays that I'm planning anywhere between 6 months to a year out. When I called for next June, July in Tecumseh, Michigan at that little campground, I got the very last spot, and I still have to move halfway through the stay because they couldn't keep me in the same spot for the whole 4 weeks. Takes a lot of planning. I use this RV Trip Wizard, and I can bring that up on the screen again. Is from RV Life. That works out really good for planning out my trips, and it's easy to see them, it's easy to check the dates and compare, and also you can store your reservation information in it. I kind of long for the days when we had the flexibility of the van and we could just say, hey, let's go over to Louisiana and visit our friends there. Let's go over to this RV park we've been wanting to see in Georgia, or head back to Connecticut and see my other son that lives in Connecticut. We just don't feel so free to get around like that because we have to plan so far ahead, and the price of gas. So we've been thinking, what are some other options? Okay, I showed you this one little is because it's built very well and it can withstand very cold temperatures, and it also lowers down to the ground, which would be easy for Sue. Her knees are kind of bad, and here we've got 6 steps, 3 outside and 3 inside. That would be kind of cool to have. So we've been throwing around this idea of someday doing a partial exit plan, not a complete, where we would settle down for 9 months. We did want to settle down in Denver because my 2 sons live there. That might be our end plan, but can't do that temporarily. That is really expensive to live there. The rents are just sky high. They're over $2,000 a month for like a 1-bedroom, and every time the lease renews, it goes up a couple $100. That's not really an option. We don't want to stay in Arizona except in the winter months, so we don't want to stay there in the summer when it's 110. So for our halfway exit plan, I was looking at this option of finding some place to have a more permanent trailer, apartment, house in upper Michigan, and then getting a van. And so I started doing some work on the internet, and I found that there's this really nice RV park in Traverse City, brand new one, and they're selling lot, and they are it's very, very nice, very fancy, and you can purchase site, and they have them as low as $99,000. So that's a chunk of change. I guess you could look at it as an investment. You buy a lot, the full hookups, and it also has pavers. And I think, let's see, we'll look at these here, these listings. They have like little cabanas, some of them do. Here's one for $99,000. It looks like it's just pavers and gravel. So that's kind of an expensive option. So then I started looking at other options. So Kristen, she has a place called White Bird, and they have clubhouse, indoor swimming pool. They have really nice place, but it has a lot of covenants and restrictions. For example, if you put an RV in there, it has to be taken out in the winter months. And so they have rules. If you do have a house, it can't be less than 24 by 30. They do have restrictions on camping, just from Memorial Day through October 31st. Otherwise, you have to have a permit for off-season camping, and it can't be longer than 14 days. Here's some listings of property that's for sale, and you can get a good piece of property for less than $10,000, and each one has road access. Some of them have a little bit of service. So then I looked up what would it cost to do a well, and it looks like a well costs about $5,000 to $9,000. So then I looked at renting a property, and you can see this is a nice cabin up there in Traverse City. I'd love to rent this. But when you look at the details, you see that it's an Airbnb, and it's only rentable in the winter months for off season. So, and they have quite a few strict rules including no pets, and we have 2 cats. So that's going to be a problem with renting. So then I looked at other properties in the area, and here's one for about $20,000. But when you scroll down, I mean, here's the pictures of the property. It's in the Traverse City area. But when I scrolled down and looked at it, it said that you could only have a camper on the lot for 90 days of the year. And you have to get a permit with the township, and you can enjoy up to 120 days. So then I looked at this trailer park, and they have some manufactured homes, and some are really reasonably priced. I mean, here's one for $25,000. Some of them are over $100,000, $50,000. They're double wides, and they're very good looking and comfortable. They look like they've been well kept. The trailer park looks pretty good. This is something we could check out when we're up there. Here's one, really nice looking. You look inside, it's got a really nice kitchen, nice open living room. So I looked at apartments, and there's some apartments here running about $1,200, $1,300. So that'd be the other option, is to get an apartment. Then I looked at buying a little house over south of the sand dunes. There was one there for $154. Most of them are much higher. This is the one, 3-bedroom for $154, only 960 square feet. And it looks like it's on a slab. Inside, it's painted really weird. Has a drop ceiling, weird old carpet. Then I thought, well, once we do have a semi-permanent place, then would we want to get a van, or would we want to get a truck, a pickup, 4-wheel drive pickup truck with one of these cap, I guess you call them. I like this one because there's a slide, and you have a dinette there and a refrigerator. The bed's up over the cab. Not a lot of space in here, not much living space. I don't know if we could live in this thing full time in the winter months. That'd be a little tough. I was really like the van. I missed the portability of the van. This is a Bolt, and the crazy thing is this little van cost as much as our whole RV, and it's all electric, so it has solar panels and lithium batteries. I hate these showers. It has a shower curtain. There's that dumb little, I don't know if you saw it, yeah, right there, that dumb little refrigerator. Real low. You have to get on your knees to get into it. All right, I never did wrap up the video there. I don't know. Sue and I are kind of saying the van's okay for traveling, but we don't want to have to live in that thing for any extended time. 2 or 3 weeks is about max. So you have to get something bigger to live in for the 3 months we go south, 3 or 4 months. The problem with something bigger is then you don't have the flexibility to get into boondocking areas and park wherever you want when you want to stay overnight in quick places. I don't know. It's going to fall together someday. We'll have it figured out. But right now, we're just going to keep going the RV. The other disadvantage of getting something permanent there in Michigan right now is that means that's where you spend your 9 months every year in order to save your money. And we're not quite ready yet to settle down to 9 months in one place. Like, for example, this next summer, we're going to head up to the UP and stay for like 2 weeks in the St. Ignace, 2 weeks in Tequanimum Falls, 2 weeks in Picture Rock, 2 weeks in Hancock. So I think we'll stick with this RV for a while, but it's good to be thinking about that exit plan and looking at the different options.